All right, and we live.
What it do, everybody? It's April the 16th, 2025, and it's time for the Mikey Justice Hour. Uh, St. Louis has a new mayor, so we'll get off into that. Uh, Gail and the girl just returned from space, and we'll check out how racism is becoming the new normal in America. It's 4:16, and it's time for the Mikey Justice Hour, and it starts now.
Another high school shooting yesterday, this one in Florida.
I'm in sixth grade, and it can be scary
There's been about
sometimes.
380 school shootings.
I appreciate you talking to our community about this.
Now's the time. Get ready for the People's Podcast, the Mikey Justice Show. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Who don't want to miss it? There was a man that went by Mike. He liked night shows. And so many people would be mad. They had to be good. It was the youth to avoid because they've been misled.
Today I am announcing charges against the shooter's parents.
I had a sixth grade comment. This is what she said.
And I really agree with your point of view.
The Mikey Justice Show starts now.
All right.
What it do, everybody? It's April the 16th, 2025. And we are live on the Mikey Justice Show. As always, I'm your host, Mikey Justice. And to my left is my main man, Phil. On the ones and twos.
Hey.
What you do, man?
Ain't nothing. What's up, everybody?
Yes, sir. Nice windy day outside, man.
Yeah. It sure is. But it's nice to be warming up some, you know.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's supposed to be today, tomorrow, but I know in the near future, it's supposed to be like 86 one day.
Yeah.
Man, in April, damn, that's going to feel all hot.
Right.
Going right on to good old Easter, man. This Sunday, and some of my people's favorite holiday, over 420.
Right. Yep.
You can either have your grass in your Easter basket or
Right. Fill in the blank.
What's been going on in your world, man?
Man, just working, same old same.
Just working. You know what I say? Getting a little bit older.
Yep. Oh man, I'm coming back. I ain't going Chris Paul, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know, man. Which one first, Chris Paul or Doc Rivers? I think Chris
Probably.
Paul is a little bit both.
Doc Rivers got the crispiest ball head with a line in American
Yeah,
history.
the lowest low cut.
Lower than Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, man. But other than that, man, ain't too much going on, man. We gonna
Break down this whole mayoral thing. We got a new mayor got sworn in yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer. So, yeah. Other than that, man, we just gonna see what's going on around here. Break down some of the local. Get off into some of the business and just see what it do. But before we get off into the business, man, we'll have a quick word from our sponsor.
The Mikey Justice Show was brought to you by
Burger.
Hey.
Burger.
Is
My
that right?
African
Is
burger.
that an endorsement from Mr.
My
President
African
himself?
burger.
Yeah, several endorsements. I see.
My man is really. I mean, have you had his little African burger?
I have not had his African burger, but according to what he say, it's that deal,
I mean, well, you told me you had it in his own words. So, talking about his burger, I mean, what did he have to say?
Well, I mean, he said it was better than
Burger King, Wendy's, and McDonald's.
Better than Burger King, Wendy's, and McDonald's.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. Now we talking about McDonald's, home of the Big Mac, right?
Exactly.
Burger King. Home
Yeah,
of the
man. He stood on it too, man.
What the hell is Wendy's? Oh, Wendy's got all that. Game, big stack or something.
Right. So something like that.
Bro, you know how I say, hey, if your burger ain't got your name on it, you ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Buford or something like that. It be the big Donald, Fat Donald, Fat Trump or something. Your name ain't on your burger, bro. Like, hey, Burger King,
they had the CEO of
Burger King called me personally, bro.
Okay.
And, hey, if
your name ain't on your burger, like I said.
yeah, bro, you're not talking about that. So, hey, this is Burger King. In their own words, what they're talking burger is. We got the audio. You got it queued up, bro.
All right. No, it's
Shaq.
there you go.
Shaq. Okay.
Who's the cat that wants sourdough, bacon, and all that?
Yeah.
I'm talking about
All that, brother.
Yeah.
The new Shack Pack. Grilled sourdough bacon cheeseburger, crispy fries with free warm cheddar cheese dipping sauce, and a Coca-Cola Classic.
Damn. Bro, he went all the way there. Icy crispy drink.
Yeah.
Warm free cup of cheddar cheese sauce.
Yeah. Dipping sauce.
Dipping sauce. Crispy fries.
Yeah, man.
Bacon, lettuce, sourdough. Oh, come on, man. Trump, you gotta come hard, bro. Hey, then my man Bun B got the trio burger, man. Come on,
Yeah.
bro. Hey, you standing behind your burger like an African American burger, bro?
Yeah.
African. I mean, what makes it an African? Why does he call it an African American burger, bro?
Let's see if we got an image of his burger, man. I mean, you know,
This guy, Mac African or something.
This guy, he has quite a few gimmicks up his sleeve,
Man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, let them tell it. You know, a lot of people that look like us, you know, get food stamps and all that. So I mean, what better to advertise a burger to African? Is that it?
That's his burger, you know.
None of them can
You say that's why it's the African burger.
put it up full mass. Can you put it up there full mass?
Full man.
If you know, you know. Okay. I'm digging my man. So what we say? Got the red, black, and green. Say got the green for the lettuce. Got tomatoes and ketchup, whatever on it. Black Angus beef.
That's what he said. African burger.
It's not. Is it? Well, okay, just African burger because it can't be Mac African. Mac everything is
right. That's McDonald's.
You know what I'm saying? You get it.
McDonald's. You know.
You get a Mac cheeseburger with
better than my African burger.
That's what he said.
Man, this dude is really on this burger, man. Like I said, I want to see this burger be better than Shaq.
Let him tell it. Now you heard
Isaac Hayes.
Shack burger got crispy bacon, onions, lettuce.
Yeah.
Man, hell of a-
On sourdough.
Okay, so like I said, how does Trump burger compare? What the hell does Trump burger have on it?
Groceries.
Groceries. There you go with groceries, man. I've even heard this dude say that trigger
words like groceries are the reason.
that he won an election that people are really tripping out groceries.
Yeah.
Eggs and all that.
Bullshit. Ain't no lower but groceries.
That's what he said.
You gotta have groceries when you're making the burger. You got groceries. You making the hamburger. I have a food truck. I make hamburgers. You have to have groceries. Man, come on, man. What once again, what is so special? What kind of grocery do you have, sir, on your burger?
Bacon, lettuce, tomato, all the
Oh
everything.
man, damn!
Okay.
My man say he got what?
Bacon, lettuce, tomato, all the everything.
Man, hell of a burger, huh?
Hell of a burger.
Well, hey, what he said is Trump. All pun intended.
Right.
Hey, look. There you have it. Hey, if that's what it is, then tonight episode of the Mikey Justice Show is brought to you by who? Tell him again, Mr. President. Hey, by his little African burger, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Any type of love I can get from the president, endorsement. Hey, that's a pretty powerful man.
Yeah, man.
The big superstars of the world. Great guy. Mike Justice. Oh, look at my
Wow.
African American over here.
Oh man, employee of the month. I'm his little African. Oh man, what that? Hey, bro. Hey, I gotta take advantage. What's this? The 16th? Man, what is 30 days in this month?
Yeah.
Man, I got 2 more weeks to be his little African American. That's what's up, man. Hey, so
That's what's going on in these streets.
I can't tell you what to do. I make a pretty damn good burger, but hey, you know, his burger trumps my burger. You know what I'm saying? But with all things being said, time for the business, man. What's first on the agenda?
Well, let's see here.
Let's see.
We got to see what's going on around here.
Oh man, they know what to do when they hear that.
Yeah, man.
It's me in the booth, finna rip these bars. Turn me up in my headphones. We got a new mayor. We got a see, boy,
They ain't even ready, boy.
Boy, we went down there. You know, when you start getting our age, you know, people look at you funny when you be out here rapping. You know, you one of these little cats.
Right. One of these little cats.
But anyway, man, yeah. Yesterday, Mrs. Kara Spencer, man, got sworn in as the new mayor of St. Louis.
True story.
What you think? Was she your pick?
She actually was my pick.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, she wasn't my pick. Man, like I said, bro, I don't necessarily think she's the worst, but man, you know, if it came down to if it wasn't nobody that was gonna just hands down look like they was gonna do anything different than me, then you know, I had to try to get some folks that look like us, man. Even at playing field a little bit. You heard me?
Yep.
You know, because I said, you know, everybody that usually run one term always hollering about, you know, the job is incomplete. You know, by the time you really got your hands dirty and got ready to do something, it was time to get up out of there.
Right.
So I roll with her on a strong that, like I said, I never really heard nobody say she did a bad job. And another thing that I was saying, you know, we've talked about several times her calling out several politicians from around her, and a lot of them were exactly some of the things that she accused them of being.
Right.
You hear me? So with that being said, you know that the microscope or whatever, the spotlight was all on her.
Yeah.
So if they could have pulled any dirt up on her, they would have.
And put it on out there, they would have, yeah.
And I ain't seen very much so on the strong of that, man. And then, like we said, you know, she's one of the people around her that you know, I guess you can say she's a career politician because she's been treasurer and a few other things. Yeah. But like I said, to her credit, bro, honestly, and we've been here all our life, I really ain't really heard too much dirt on the lady.
I haven't heard any. I haven't heard any scandal.
Well, like I said, right before Demetrius Johnson passed, you know, St. Louis figure, old Mizzou alum, he had his little podcast. Like I said, inspired me to do my show. I love the way his format was, kept it local, you know, really catered to his audience. But he was just about to start a segment where he was going to have Mayor Tashara Jones on there pretty much every week. And this particular show that I saw, she had some type of prior arrangement. So he ended up having Louis Reed be on there. Right. And at the time, Louis Reed was the president of the board of aldermen or whatever, you know, his position was. And he was saying that she was the one that was delaying all the, you know, beautiful and marvelous things that was supposed to have been happening all over around the St. Louis area and all this stuff. You remember? And you know, she would try to say that, you know, it was that because I wasn't doing this for them, and it's that favor type of thing.
Right.
They shut me down on doing this because I didn't do this for them.
Right. Yeah. Politics.
And like I said, when it hit the fan and all the facts came out, her side of the story looked way more better, cleaner than those people who were accusing her.
Right.
Those right after that, those people went down, and you know she didn't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I mean, you had several people that you know took the fall for a lot of stuff going on around her, the Kim Gardners and everybody else. So, like I said, it was plenty of blame to go around, and I'm pretty sure if they had anything on her, they would have tried to put it.
Yep.
And I didn't hear nothing. So, on the strong of that, man, that I didn't really hear nobody say that she did a bad job. You know, and then. I kind of felt like the Trump situation, you know,
right?
When they got the end of Obama and Biden's term or whatever. The people now are just so racist. I mean, I can't even lie. Really, you know, and it's several that has you know played into that, and it's several reasons why people are there with everything. But just being honest, man, we live in a very divided and racist country and world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like people like Donald Trump, man. As soon as people, you know, got so fed up with a black guy or even Biden because he still in their mind is associated to a black guy and Obama. Right. So it's like, man, he knew that. You know, people already feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
So, like we said, now that social media and everything has pretty much taken over people's mind, all you have to do is kind of just keep on repeating, putting false narratives out there, saying the same thing over and over, and you eventually going to get some type of idiot, fool, cult member, nut rider, whatever that's going to basically hop on the bandwagon. Like we said, man, if you sell it long enough, somebody gonna buy it.
Right.
It is what it is. So I'm thinking she did the same thing, man, because like I said, Tashara Jones made a great point that no black mayor in St. Louis has been reelected.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what we say, all of a sudden, because it don't look like it until a black person start running, then all of these black people want to come out you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That same year that she had ran, remember it was Louis Reed, Antonio French, Jeffrey Boyd.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Collins Muhammad ran, but it was several people that was around here that was running. You hear me?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was the year that she won or maybe that Lyda Cruisen won, but they was just talking about how stuff like that just splits the vote up so bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing that we saw when Freeman Bosley was the mayor. You know, people
they purposely ran Clarence Harmon so they can make him a one term.
Yeah, token. You know, the great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's some extra, man. But they were saying like today, that during the inauguration that a lot of those former mayors were there, and they were saying that everybody, you know, they made the point that Tashara Jones was one of the mayors that wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we ain't no spring chicken, bro. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe I'm missing some, but since we've been around, only ones I remember was we had Vince Shamel when we was pretty young, and he ran a nice little bit. Yep. And then who came after him? Only ones I remember was like Freeman Bosley after him.
Yeah.
Clarence Harmon.
Yep.
I remember Francis Slade running when winning like 4 to 6 terms. He was mayor for a long time.
Yep.
Then we ended up getting Lyda Cruisen, and then we got Tashara Jones. That's the only ones I remember. Has it been anybody else during that time?
Mm-mm.
So when they say the former mayors, I was just looking to see who was there, man. That would have surprised me if any of those, you know, if they say former
showed up.
No, I'm thinking Shamer showed up. I'm thinking that other than Tashara Jones, that all of the rest of them was there, you know. More or less would have surprised me if Freeman Bosley, the way that they treated him. Yeah. Now, if he was there, that would have been the most surprising to me.
Right.
You hear me? Mm-hmm. Because quiet is kept, man. He was like Obama in St. Louis. A lot of people, man, you know, it changed a lot. And a lot of people got in their feelings, but they don't, you know, we would have never had no Rams and none of that stuff. That dude made a lot of stuff shake. You heard me?
Freeman Bosley was that deal, and he should still be mayor, in my humble opinion. But,
man, he would have, man, they didn't want no smoke. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. And then, you know, come on, man. You know, they're not perfect. Don't get me wrong, but the Bosleys have a very strong name in politics in this area. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I think he went on to have a very successful career in you know, in law. He was a lawyer and stuff like that, but
had his radio show and stuff.
But man, I think he was a very good mayor.
Yeah.
You know, and then when he ran again, you know, a few years after, I thought he was definitely gonna win again.
Who did he run against? I probably wasn't here for
that. I think I don't know if I'm thinking about the second time he ran and ran against Harmon, but I'm thinking that a couple of years went past and he ended up trying to run against Slay one of them times or somebody. You hear me? I think he ran again, man, and I just knew that he was going to win. You know,
right?
But you know, far as I can remember, bro, it's always been big time turnover here with the police chief and the mayor. You know, from even Clarence Harmon. Clarence Harmon was a chief before he was mayor.
Right.
You know, Ronald Henderson and Lawrence O'Toole and all these people, man. So it's like it'd be, other than Slade, it'd be a lot of turnover, man. But you know, I didn't think she did all that bad of a job, man. But the main thing, you know, and I'm maybe different than a lot of people, the potholes and the snow on the side streets ain't as big a deal to me as the crime. People out here driving all crazy and erratic. I'm ready to see the red light cameras and all that stuff. You hear me? It was somebody saying how police should have I don't know if they were talking about police or somebody, but I seen some type of reel. They was talking about should be wearing body cameras and everything at all times. You hear me? I think they were talking about like at nursing homes, teachers, and all that stuff. Yeah. And I was trying to tell people, I was like, yeah, being honest, bro, because you know when you first say it, people think it's invading their privacy and all that stuff.
It sound real,
and it sound real. You know, like everything else. You know, we don't like to follow no type of. We done talked about the pandemic and all of that. You know, with the kids wearing masks, it's people that kid done been sacrificed and died, but just so I could say that I made the call. You hear me?
Yeah.
I'm going for the big deal, Wayne. Don't care if I lose everything. I came here with nothing.
Right.
It's just people that just want to call their own shot, man.
Mhm.
So they make bad decisions, you know.
Right.
And I think that one was a bad decision.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, so you know, I don't really want to see all of that, man, about the snow and all that. That ain't big with me, man. I'm hoping that you know, the traffic get better. They stop doing all these police chases and all this carjacking and random stuff that's causing innocent people to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen the other day, man. Well, every day now you seeing them running from the police and doing stupid stuff, you know, carjacking people with fake guns and all of that, man. And I almost let it come out of my mouth that, you know, that's not so bad. But I guess the person that going through it, man, you're terrified. But, you know, I'm trying to look at it on the strong that it's just kids being stupid. You can't really harm nobody with a fake gun.
Yeah,
but
you can get harmed.
You can get your stupid
right.
but the crime to me, man, is once you do that, you know, you on the run and you running from the police, you're joyriding, you're in the stolen car, you hear me? So now you're trying to get away. They try to stop that person on Union, put out spike strips and all that. They come flying through the light, boom, hit an innocent lady, T-boned her, smashed her car up, end up killing the lady. You hear me?
Wow.
I'm just sick of that, you know?
Yeah.
Just foolishness, people just taking a couple of minutes of thinking you kicking it and living your best life and drastically changing someone else's life.
Right. Yeah.
That just make me sick. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like I said, the Janae Edmondson story, man. I hate that we're the reason this city is responsible for the world knowing that female.
Yeah.
And her being famous. You know what I'm saying? And the way that it happened, somebody getting like hundreds of chances, bro, getting slaps on the wrist and stuff like that. You hear me? How many times do a person have to violate the terms of their parole or probation, whatever you call it, for you to know that this person is a threat and probably, you know, even if you give him house arrest or do something, man, I don't know, you know, and I think they said they gave him that and he was still going past, you know,
he should
off his
just got locked.
Yeah, something, man, better than that. You hear me? You gotta hold people accountable, you know.
Yeah.
The guy that killed the young ladies that was going to the Drake concert, man. Come on, man. That puts a bad stain on this city, on this state to me.
Yeah.
You know, you coming here living out your dreams. You trying to get a scholarship to play volleyball, stuff like that, man. You trying to get entertained, go see a concert. And especially, you know, St. Louis, it's small to us, but St. Louis is a pretty well-known city.
Yeah.
You know, I could easily see people coming here just because of the, you know, all the fanfare and all the hoopla,
see the arts,
all of that stuff that they hear about, all of this, you know, great stuff that they hear about St. Louis, man. And I know they hear some of the bad too. But the one time that you come here, man, your worst nightmare, you know, becomes reality. You get caught up in the mess and the whole hype and hoopla of St. Louis. You end up losing your legs. The one time you come here, you end up losing your life. The one time you come here, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hate that.
We go to New Orleans or Atlanta or something to go to a concert, go to the Freaknik, bro. We just there to have fun.
Yeah,
we think we coming back to the crib. Right. You hear me? Once it's over with, man.
Yeah,
and then them people, family got to get that call, man. That your loved ones were sacrificed over some stupidity.
Yeah, why they was,
you know what I'm saying?
Here. Yeah,
and then you know. I've been down here, man, when we have games. We done had days downtown, man, where the Cardinals having the game, the Battlehawks playing, City, St. Louis. So it's a lot going on down there. And you aggravated like hell, bro. Like I told you. I had one day where the little thing that come down and you know, check people tickets and all that stuff, like at the parking lot at the casino, it was broke. So nobody was having to, you know, worry about the thing coming down and messing their car up or getting checked or nothing to go in the lot. So every space in there was full. There's people just parking there because, you know, like we say,
they could get in there.
Some of them places down there charging anywhere from $20, $30, $50 to park sometimes. You hear me? So when they could just get up in there and do their thing, man, people just parking. Bro, I had days where I was just straight up in the line, and I'm talking about right at the exit where I'm 2 steps from getting on the highway or turning off and going, you know, a different way. And I'm in that line for like an hour, 2 hours at a time because it's just that ridiculous down there.
Right.
So I know how frustrating it can be when a lot is going on down there.
Yeah.
people trying to, you would think it should flow smooth, but when you got everybody, you ever notice everybody want to do every damn thing at the same time?
At the same
you
time.
go to the grocery store the day that it happens to just be one person there checking everybody out. Every damn person want to check out at the same time.
Right.
Ain't nobody in the line. As soon as they see one ninja, oh, he finna go in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't got nothing but a bag of onions. He got 4 cartons of ramen noodles and a case of ravioli. He might get up there before me. Everybody run. You work at a restaurant, bro. Everybody come at the same time, like they got hungry at the same time. Everybody want to pay the bill at the same time. Everybody move the same way.
Yeah.
So when you got all these different people trying to leave, trying to go here, go there, man, it just turns into a big old mess. And you got people that don't have patience. We already know around here, people patience are very small. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, me and you done been on the highway and seen people trying to jump the curb, go all around, and bust every last one of their tires out.
Mm-hmm.
We done hit Brentwood, we done went shopping, we done hit Sam's, Walmart, and everything else. Five Below. Blew 2-3 hours, and when we come back, that same person still sitting on the side of the road,
right?
Because they was in such a hurry. You hear me? You in such a hurry that you still been in the same spot that I was watching you in 3 hours ago, because of your foolishness and stupidity. You hear me?
Yeah.
You got this one person that got the super souped up car, like I said, that just finna start floating, raise up over everybody, go through the sky like the Jets. And I don't know what the hell these people be thinking, man. But all that foolishness, riding all down the side, like we said, man, this stuff happens for a reason. You people are paying for all these speed bumps and everything. Like my man say, 4 of them on one street, 20 steps apart. Right. Damn, by the time you can even get your momentum going to even hit the gas and accelerate, here come another damn speed bump. You hear me?
Yeah.
And we ain't gonna talk about 70.
About the speed bumps is how you pave the speed bump, and then the rest of the road is raggedy, man. Like, you got a brand new speed bump on a raggedy road.
Bro, that's part of the reason why I wasn't so sold on Kara Spencer, because when you had people like Tashara Jones and some of the other politicians, I won't call out no names, that was saying, most of the people that were speaking out that had problems with the situation were living in the ward or district or whatever they call it that she's supposed to be running. Okay. So Tashara Jones, like, well, it makes sense for her to clean up that mess because it's her mess. It's your people in your ward or whatever that you're over. That's the ones that's complaining about the side streets and everything else. So, but they look past all of that. All they seen was a ninja, ready to get them out there. You say it's going to be better. You use that word. It don't matter what you say behind it. As long as you say you're going to make it better or make it great again, we're going to make St. Louis roads better again. Groceries, we're gonna make groceries good. Make anything, man. As long as you say you're gonna make it great, it's better than somebody else's, or it's the best ever. You're gonna get some nut rider that's gonna bite it.
Hop right on.
It's gonna hop right on it, man. Like I said, they drink that Kool-Aid and fall for the bull crap every time. As long as you selling, it's somebody that's gonna be buying. But we'll stay. What is that? Open-minded. Yeah. Give her a chance and see what she do, man. How long? Am I correct that mayor is what, every 4 years? Is that what it is? Because that's what they said she ran, right? 2021. You said you thought she'd been in there longer.
Yeah,
but
it
don't seem like that to me.
Longer. Maybe it's just.
I remember Lyda Cruz in time being doing like pandemic. So that was 2020. This 25, I think, is every 4 years. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. So she on the clock. You hear me?
Right.
And everybody say them first 100 is what matters so much and what everybody really watch and try to see how much change that you're gonna make.
Right.
So we'll see, man.
Yeah, we'll see what she do.
We will see. Had her little son there and everything, man, and saying, she didn't feel safe about him being on these streets. Like I said, well, if that's the case, then that's one of the first things that need to be addressed in a high crime city or state as St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, crime. Like I said, bro, it just don't make sense to me. You have to be of a certain age to drink, smoke, drive cars, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because some type of scientific study or whatever the hell they did said that people that are not of this age, legal age, are not capable of making these type of decisions.
Right.
So why wouldn't you have an age requirement, restriction, or whatever they call it on a gun, man?
Yeah.
Am I tripping? It take more. You know what I'm saying?
It take more
to operate a car.
Call. Yeah.
Mental
capacity. Yeah.
You got to be 18 to do that, to push a brake and push a pedal. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
But you, like what you say, you could be 3 years old in Missouri
with that Draco
and have your little assault rifle, your little pistol, huh?
Yeah.
Because
at the playground.
Because anybody, a 1-year-old is capable of making life-altering decisions that are going to affect them and other people. You hear me? Because that's something that we don't think about. And I know grown people don't think about it, so I wouldn't even dare try to expect the kid to be able to rationalize that situation. Go on TikTok and pull up some of them videos, and you'll see what happens when children who all they know is turn up and living their best life get their hands on something that they shouldn't have no business having their hands on. If you don't believe it, there you go. Your internet, it's true because you see it on the internet.
Take a little bit of search. Yeah.
Hey, it's right there. You hear me? Anything you want to pull up, right there at your fingertips. You hear me? How to be racist, how to make a bomb, how to go shoot up the school. Hey, all of that right there. You hear me? Pornography, right there. They ain't gonna ask you to put in no code,
how to get
nothing.
The stroke right.
Yeah. Black girl with fat badunkadonk. Put it in there. It's gonna come right on up. You hear me?
Wow.
No restrictions, man. We got to, man. We got to take it back, man. I mean, everybody need to do their job, bro. Like we say, that whole village, man. Everybody want to holler that all the time. Where is the village at? Who want to be a part of the village?
Yeah.
Where they support, man. I'm just getting tired of it, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna test people cashews, man, and see how much love you got for me. And when I try to get this food truck going, all my stuff down right now. But once we get this account and everything where we can start doing GoFundMe's, I hope I'm worth 50 cents or $1 to somebody. We'll see. You hear me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It killed me, bro, because, you have people that be like, if you can't fund this, you can't do that, And I funded plenty of it myself. And you got the people that say, oh, well, if you was passing out meals to the homeless doing this, I'm like, ma'am, I've been doing that. But yeah, okay, I appreciate you saying that. You laid the foundation. As long as you know that I'm gonna do something for the homeless, help people, and do this and that, you'll support me. Okay, now I'm finna test you. Let's come on with it. You hear me?
Right.
I'm gonna see if I'm worth 50 cents. But like I said, man, they'll turn their nose up at people like us that's asking for support. You hear me? But that same person that's over there sniffing and snorting and everything else, looking like they high as a kite, that'll be the person that they give the dollars to, the 50 cent. You hear me?
Yeah, because they need it. They down bad.
Right. My people say it all the time, man. Only the people that be just down bad, them the ones that get the help. The people that try to pay their bills, be responsible and all that, you don't need that. You hear me? You can't get no help on your bill unless you got a disconnection notice and all this and that. You hear me? So, that been what it been since day one, man. We could go into it, George Zimmerman and a few other people, man. I've been saying United States been rewarding bad behavior since day one. You hear me?
Right.
Like we talked about last week, man. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars for people like Luigi Mangioni's defense.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm waiting on them to pull out the whole insanity card because that's one that was on tape. He walked up and just killed that dude in cold blood. You hear me?
Yeah.
Hunting them out and everything else because let him tell it. He has left so many people out there and denied them care and all this and that. So your answer to that is to take the law to your own hands and kill him. You hear me? I don't get it, man. What make you claiming what you did? You so mad at this person and they're wrong, but you go do something like that and you think what you did is justified.
Right.
What makes what you did any different or better?
It don't. You just did the same thing that you claim you were so upset with him about.
And I was trying to wrap my head around it, bro, come up with some type of motive and make sense of it. You hear me? Like I said, maybe I'm wrong, but it all been from the bottom. It has something to do with a little bit to me with the whole Obama situation, affordable health care or whatever they want to call it. Everybody like, what was his purpose? Did he think that was going to make him some type of mortar or some, infamous and all that? It was another guy that they just showed that they arrested, 17-year-old that had some type of plot to kill the president. Did you hear about that? Yeah, the guy killed his parents and he stole their credit cards and money because he was going to try to fund the trip like that. Wow. And then they said he was living days on days with the bodies in the house and everything. Yeah, killed his parents and all that. And I had somebody ask me like, what do you think his motive was? What was the purpose of him doing that? Do you think he, thought that would make him, famous and then infamous and all this and that?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I think the Donald Trump part, and don't get me wrong, it's a lot of people that love Trump and support him. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of people that feel some type of way.
Right.
And with this, where we at right now and his level of power, I think I can easily see somebody calling themselves trying to do something, pull some type of stunt where they can get some type of, special recognition or some type of publicity or whatever they want to call it. You hear me?
Right.
So I understood that part. I'm like, yeah, maybe that part, the plot to assassinate Trump and all of that. But when you threw in there that he killed his parents,
yeah,
I didn't get that part of it.
Maybe they was supporters. I don't know.
I didn't get that part of it. I didn't know why, and then there's some type of evil, even if it ain't wrong to do no crime to nobody, but if it's nothing personal against your parents and it's all about, the politics and all that triggered you and set you off, you would go out there and probably try to rob a bank or something, wouldn't you? Or some random person. I don't get unless you had some type of bad dealings with your parents.
Yeah. Like I said,
what's the association with you trying to assassinate Trump and killing your parents?
I don't know what that is, man. The only thing that kind of makes sense to me is maybe they was Trump supporters and he wasn't. I don't know.
I don't know if that's just part of that crazy that's in you, man. Because I had people ask me like, what's the point of writing the manifestos and all this stuff all the time? Like wanting people to see it and know. I was like, they definitely want people to read it.
Yeah, that's
see
why
it.
they wrote it. Yeah.
So I don't know what is it all about, man. Is it just part of that just crazy in you to do it that way, to write the manifestos and all that? Because even I think in that Sandy Hook situation, I think that guy, or even maybe that movie theater shooter, I'm not sure, bro, but I've heard several situations of the people killing family members or doing stuff before they did a lot of those
and do that
that horrendous type crime. Who knows, man? Yeah. Who knows? I've been taught to treat others how you want to be treated, treat people fair, man, and all that. Way. So all of that just foolishness, craziness, and people just snapping or whatever they call it when they do all of these old ridiculous crimes, man. It's just so far from where I feel like I'm at as a person, bro. I can't even begin to wrap my head around stuff like that and understand what can make a person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm talking about even stuff that's deeper than that. I'm talking about going in there and just killing up numerous and hundreds of 5 and 6 year olds and kindergartners and stuff like that. What the hell make you do stuff like that, man? I don't get it, bro. You hear me? Evil. And then a lot of times they be like, they didn't find drugs in these people's system. They didn't,
Yeah.
They had no prior history or no violence, no record, no
blue.
Just I don't
evil brother. That's evil.
Man, maybe and like I said, until I see something different, I think the foolishness that people put out here and some of that bad rhetoric, even if it's just 1%, bro, it plays some type of part in it.
Yeah,
because like we said, man, people are so influenced by the things that they say and they hear. And if you got people that feeling like they're above the law, don't have to follow no directions, got so much money and power that they could do whatever the hell they want to do, what do you expect the people that support it, hear that, and be around it all the time? What you think they gonna do?
Yeah, especially when you bail them out every time they do something.
Pardon them and everything else. Come on, man. Yeah. I'm still, you got people all day long, man, that still asking that question. How the hell, that's one of the simple questions to me. People got scared.
Mac in the face.
They didn't go out and vote. They made excuses. They let it be whatever they want it to be. You got a lot of people that's nut riders and typical that just jumped on the bandwagon. You got a lot of people out here that's racist and everything else. I don't know if we got that video queued up later, but we had one man with MAGA supporters were just talking about how racist Obama was and all this whole other stuff and everything, man. But just blaming them, and it was just so ridiculous because a lot of the people their first thing that they had to say about him was that he was racist and all this other stuff. But yeah, we'll get into some of that stuff later. Man, old Gail and her crew, all the ladies, man, they made it back safe.
Yeah,
that
man.
was a beautiful thing, man. Did you get to catch any of that or any highlights or anything
I
of that?
didn't.
Man. And it was only like a couple of minutes, bro. It took like 11 minutes for them to go there. That's what I liked about it, that it was quick. Go, come back, life altering experience. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't have no time for it to go wrong. It didn't do like them. It didn't end up being there 9 months. 9 months and all of that. Nah. I was like, man. And then, like, to see people like her bestie, man, like people like Oprah, that's so powerful. You hear me? That could influence her and motivate her to do that, man. Oprah balled, but she was right there with her. I said, I know, because Gail was like, yeah, I know there's only one person walking this earth that can influence me to do that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we try to do it and keep it professional on this show, man, but we have expressed that, you know, I have known you and grew up pretty much around the same streets you have. Yeah. So I've been knowing you every bit of 35, 40 years of my life. You hear me?
Yeah.
And it was a time when you were living out in California and we was going back and forth to different cities, to Miami and going different places, man. And I just, you know, that this right here just hit so close to home to me, because I remember just hating, remember how I just had that fear of heights and flying, and I was like, man, I'm just not gonna do it. You hear me? And in the same way that she motivated her, just being a sister to her, that's how I felt like you gave me that talk as a brother, you know what I'm saying? And as a friend, like, you know what I'm saying? And and I told my people, I said, honestly, you know what he said to me? Like, I don't know what you tripping off for. If you die, I'm dying too. And so I mean, to be honest, little words like that resonated with me, because I don't feel like I'm better than nobody. I'm like, damn, that's right. You know, my brother, you know, one of my schoolmates, one of my best friends and everything, you know. Gotta check out too, you know. So had the opportunity to see the world and do some stuff with you, brother, that I never seen when you were living out in California. I wasn't going to give nobody the luxury of saying that I didn't come out there to try to check on my family, on my people and everything else. So I had to suck a lot of stuff up. You hear me?
For sure.
And just on the strong of that, man, I seen myself catching buses, planes, and doing a whole bunch of stuff that I never said that I was going to do.
Yeah.
But anybody that saw that, man, when they finally came back and they touched down, bro, they said Gail always smiling and in such a good mood, bro. But she had a Sherry Shepherd moment. That was the realest look I ever seen come across her face when they, you know.
Yeah.
And when she touched that ground, man, and everything else, bro, I said, man, I loved it. I said, to me, she finally looked like she understood who she was in her worth. You hear me? I was telling my people, I said that put her on like Oprah and Michelle Obama type level.
Right.
To be picked and be African American and older and be picked for something like that. And another one, man, just Katy Perry, man. You know, they said she sung "What a Wonderful World," Louis Armstrong. Say she didn't want to sing one of her songs because none of them was really appropriate for the moment.
Yeah.
But my people thought that was such a beautiful thing for her to sing that. She held up the little lily or the little flower or whatever. I just remember her putting her hand there, man, and touching that space shuttle before all of them took off and everything else. And Gail was saying, like, you got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to say, I don't want to fly or something. And they shut the whole thing down and try to find a replacement for you. So they said it's all a go up until like that last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You could back out of it. You're
right.
Say, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to do it. She's like, ain't no way.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of person too. Once I give you my word on something, it's a go. We going through it with, you know.
Yeah. We done went all of this way.
Yeah, she was like, and fast as they came back and the look of joy that was on those women's face, she was like, she would hate to be that person that to be like, man, I could have went, but I missed it.
I just backed out. Yeah.
Like my mom used to say, everybody at her job throwing $1 in the pool for the lottery and all that. She like, she don't even play lottery, but I'll be damned if I be standing there with that be the only person that don't get no check, and all I had to do was come off of $1.
Yeah.
Like she say, make it make sense. I feel you on that one. Yeah, man. But some of the comments that Katy Perry made, because a lot of people was like, I don't understand what she was saying. She was like, you don't know love until you leave places, you know, and stuff like that. Because, you know, with everything that happened, I was telling my mom, I said, I remember when they pulled us out in the hallway in 1986, Scullin Elementary, sir.
Okay.
You hear me? And we watching the monitors and Chris McCalvey or whatever, Krista McCalvey, the teacher or whatever.
Mhm.
Remember that space shuttle?
Yeah,
the challenge.
space shuttle
Man,
challenge.
we was all amped up for it, man. It's supposed to be this remarkable thing.
Yeah.
It was like Halley's Comet, like the eclipse when it came. You hear me?
Yeah.
And all we seen is this big fireball and it exploding and all the people dying. And as kids, we don't know what the hell going on.
Yeah.
But we knew that this super exciting moment instantly turned tragic and somber, and everybody's sitting there like, okay,
Yeah, like, wow.
What the hell happened? Oh
Yeah.
wow, we just got out of two classes just to see 7 people die.
Yeah.
It was sad, man. So you can't tell me that when those ladies left that it wasn't some people that were scared, skeptical, and just praying that they made it back safe, because I'm one of them people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love me some Gail, man, because how she carry herself. She's so professional. You hear me?
Yep.
I say I ain't seen her look that serious since she interviewed R. Kelly. Robert. Stay in your lane, Playboy. You about to turn this into a little something. You know what I'm saying?
I'm fighting for my life.
They people trying to kill me. They lying on me. Oh, that old extra, man. So yeah. So Katy Perry was like, until you have to be put in those situations, man, where people have to recognize how much they care for you and love you, you never really recognize how much you're loved and how much people really care for you.
Wow.
You hear me? You don't really understand your words. He was like, and then I was telling my mom, I said, I think she was trying to make a statement like Neil Armstrong when she was saying that this is for women all over. And I thought it was, man, just for the diversity, with it being Jeff Bezos' wife. You had somebody that I think that was either, that was like one of the first Asian women up there, Gail being African-American. With everything that's going on in the country, man, it felt good to finally have something that felt good that we could latch on to.
Right.
That was a beautiful thing, man. My favorite part of the whole journey was William Shatner at 94, 96, giving her the business, because he went when he was 90 something, a couple of years ago, man. And his wits are still there, man. And she was expecting him to try to, verbally hold her hand. Oh, it's gonna be all right. This now he was giving her the business. It's gonna be something. Yeah, you're gonna be floating around. You're probably gonna be dropping some nuggets on yourself. It's gonna be whatever the hell you thought it was gonna be, man. But he didn't discourage her, man, but he kept it all the way real. He got grown with her. You heard me? And I know I'm sitting there like, wow, man, this Oprah bestie and Captain Kirk.
Right.
Live right now, letting it do what it do.
Live
man.
in living color.
She gave CBS this morning an interview. She did an interview with old Vladimir Dutier or whatever his name is. He's one of my favorite, man. And just seeing her in such an emotional moment, being his co-worker or what they call it,
co-worker or colleague,
like his colleague and stuff like that, man. And being able to be professional and interview her like that when she's having a straight up big time emotional moment, thinking about something like that, man. I'm so grateful for her. I think it raised her stock. It raised Katy Perry's stock. You hear me? Yep. Like one giant leap for women. You know what I'm saying? One step for mankind. They did that thing, man. For sure. Gail looked so put together and nice, man, and grown when they showed her. She's like, I never thought I would be getting called an astronaut. They're like, hey, once you've been up in space, you are officially an astronaut.
That's what she is.
Man, I said they need to make a Barbie out of how she looked, man, in her little uniform. You hear me? Like my people say, it was so cute. It was what it do, man. But yeah, moving on, man. I was gonna, we like to dumb it down and make sure our people understand what the hell be going on, man. We did nepotism, and what are some of those other words that we did, man, that they be throwing out there?
You got me on that one. I know we did nepotism.
We did nepotism, and some of those we did Marxist.
Yeah. On the other show, we did LeBron sexual and all that.
Yeah, we did all those little terms they throw out there. Yeah. So I was like, man, the new one to me is tariffs. You hear me?
All right.
Because we done tried to break that down several times and make it make sense. Like if you guys are being lazy to the point that we have to go to other countries and use their equipment, services, and manpower to be able to make products that we can make money off of over here, who the hell do y'all think gonna pay for it?
Right.
The guy tried to break it down, and I tried to use the same theory and logic that he used. He said, if you selling shirts over in the United States for $20, that you got to come over here and buy for $10.
Yeah.
He said, once I learned that you're able to make $20 for that shirt and I might want a bigger slice of that pie, I raised the cost of making these shirts for you. Instead of charging you 10 that you're going to make 20 off of, I'm going to charge you 15. Make me an extra 5.
Yeah.
So are you going to take the loss, or that loss going to go to the consumer? When I raise the shirt $5 for me to make it, what are you going to do?
Yep.
You're going to raise it up at least $5, right?
Yeah.
To offset some of that cost. So that's what I'm saying. Make it make sense. If you got to come over here, use my people, my manpower, my tools and resources to be able to make something, to make money in your country, make it make sense. Who the hell you think finna pay for it? So that been the word that been floating around here, in the last couple of weeks or whatever. Tariffs.
Tariffs.
So
it's a lovely word, tariffs.
Since you got the board over there, man, I will give you the pleasure of trying to explain to these people really what are tariffs. And after that, we're going to try to break down what's the difference between taxes and tariffs.
Well, tariffs are external. So they both work the same, but tariffs are external. So if, from country to country, if Mexico is exporting some goods that we use, we're going to charge them, or say, you got to put an extra $10 on there, to bring it into the country, right? So it's a tax on what they're exporting.
Right. I mean, when I looked it up, that's basically how they tried to break it down. The difference between tariffs or goods that are, imported or export. How do you say it?
Right. What we're importing
from other countries.
Right. Yeah.
And taxes are more local and government.
Yeah.
They say taxes are put into effect to create revenue for the government to be able to do all of these wonderful things that they always claim that they're going to do.
Exactly.
So basically that's the difference. Tariffs are more like imported country, like world on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
And taxes are more like state and local.
Right. So the tariffs is supposed to discourage foreign investment.
Basically.
Yeah.
Right. That's how they put it. They was like that's supposed to be what determines how different trades and everything go down. It's supposed to discourage it from happening by implementing the tariffs or whatever.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's basically just, to me, like lottery and everything else that we've talked about. Another way of creating revenue,
streams of revenue.
So, anything else that you want to add to that, man? That people really understanding what tariffs and all that are.
Yeah, it's like with the companies, say for instance, right, the manufacturing companies, like you said, to break it down to the smallest terms, if the workers need to get paid, say over here $15 an hour, but it's workers in Mexico that's going to do it for $2 an hour, then the companies that's based here is going to use the labor that's in Mexico because they can make it cheaper, right?
Exactly.
So when Mexico exports those products that they make, they export them at a certain cost, say $5, right? What Trump is trying to do is to make it cost the same as if you would have made it here.
Right. Yeah. I understand it. But what be throwing me off, man, is the way that they keep on going up and down on the different amounts.
Yeah.
The retaliation tariffs and all of that.
That's because they DEI hires and they don't know what the hell they doing. It take way more effort than just arbitrarily saying, okay, we export this much, you import this much, and we're gonna charge you half of that. That's just,
I'm just trying to get how I never knew that resolving conflict tit for tat never worked.
Yeah.
Tit for tat never worked.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how that's going to make them see it your way. I thought negotiating, talking, communicating would make a better outcome than just trying to do something. Because if you're doing that, man, it's never going to be an end.
Yeah.
Okay, you did this. You got in your feelings, so you went up on us. You imposed all these different sanctions and tariffs on us. So once again, we're going to retaliate.
Yeah.
So it's going to go back and forth.
Yeah.
Where is the ending? Where's the resolve? So I don't like that, to try to do all of that underhanded stuff to different countries as far as retaliation and thinking that you're going to get the results that you're looking for. You hear me?
Ain't.
All I see is that I see a ticking time bomb, for lack of a better word, that eventually is going to go back and forth to the point where somebody's just going to get tired of it and it's going to turn into something else.
Yeah.
That's all I see. Maybe I'm wrong.
Pretty much.
But moving on, man.
This old insider trading and stuff that he doing too, manipulating the market.
Okay, and that was one of the questions that I had. So did we address that question as far as people really getting the answer to that? If the tariffs and all of that stuff go up, and it'll be like China or Russia going up on theirs, which would affect American people, right?
Right.
Okay, so do they really understand what that means? How does the tariffs directly affect American people?
Higher prices. Plain and simple.
Okay, so let Trump tell it. He's in control of keeping it from being these higher prices and anything. Do you have an answer to that? Other than him doing it to other people in retaliation tariffs or whatever, what can he do to honestly keep this whole mess with the tariffs from affecting American people?
He can't. It's going to affect the American people because that's the kind of economy that we have now. We have a global economy. So you see what happened with the tariffs that they put on there. The stock market started going down and started tanking. And then all of a sudden he said, okay, well, we're going to pause the tariffs. Stock market go back up.
Yeah.
So, them companies that's doing those multinational investments or whatever, those are the ones whose stock was going down because their prices was going up.
Well, bro, we seen them exactly. We seen them bragging about all the money and revenue that they make from how they're handling things now, the country and everything else, And you got people that were saying the whole plot with the stocks and all that was some underhand dealing anyway. You hear me? Do all of this stuff, make it fall off. That some of that the rich getting richer type stuff. Yeah. All the people that got money, all the other people that see the numbers going down would just get scared and just pull out. And the people that with big money will be able to buy those shares and those stocks for extremely low prices.
Right. And then wait for it to go back up. Yeah.
So, I don't know, but that's what I've been hearing from news media and just watching and paying attention on my own,
I got another one for you. If they knew he was finna do the tariffs, they bought the stocks on credit. The rich get richer. And then when the money, when the price of the stocks went down, they made the difference.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, what we say, people be pimping out people money all the time to do all kind of stuff. The banks do it. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the lottery and all of that. We like sometimes it'll be 500-600 million. They won't say anything. Yeah. Then a month later it'd be 700-800. Then you got this big old frenzy, And like I was asking everybody, do you really have to have the money? Where's the money at? In some type of trust bank and all that. If you start saying that the lottery is 700-800 million, $1 billion, you don't think everybody and their mama finna go out and buy a ticket and spend $1?
Right.
So if you start advertising it like that, I'm pretty sure that you can generate millions and billions of dollars very quickly. Yeah. You hear me? Yeah, no so the whole spectacle, man, it's so much money out here and it's just so easy to make it. You hear me? And that's what a lot of these, I see why the rich get richer because they have the resources to do all this underhanded stuff. Yeah. People too lazy to do their own research and find out what the hell is going on. You hear me? If you tell them that it's something that's going to benefit them, no matter how bad the rest of it that come with it is, they're just going to hear what the hell
the benefit
they wanted to hear. And it is what it is, man. we had some video of some of the MAGA supporters, man, trying to say basically why the country where it's at and why we so divided and all it, and basically blaming Obama, you know. And I've been trying to hear their excuse. I've been saying that all of this Trump getting in there, you know, people just being so openly racist and all this has a lot to do with Obama's time. You hear me? And I finally got a chance to hear it come straight from some of their mouth, man, like what they felt like he did wrong or this and that, bro. I mean, before they can even point out anything, a lot of them first thing coming out, well, he's black. What? Right. That's the first thing you did wrong. You woke up black.
Well, first of all, you're black.
First of all, you're black. Terrible, man. But hopefully, you know, videos like this are just, you know, shed some light on how ridiculous all this mess is, man. And we really need to just grow up, come together as a country, and just try to do just better as a whole, period. Yeah. So yeah, man, roll it for him.
What trouble? That's racism and all that.
The division of the United States has all come from Obama.
In what way?
Because he's black and
Because he's black and what? Because if him being black is the only reason you have for him being racist, that actually might mean that you are racist. So let's hear you out, lady.
Because he's black and he tore it one way and tore it one way. And I mean, they expect you to believe what they say and not let the American people think for themselves.
I think we had one now.
I love how our man's like, tap, tap, that's good enough, sweetheart. We got to go over here so I can explain to you which of the quiet parts we actually do say out loud. Our job is to accuse other people of what we're doing, so we just call them racist and leave it at that. And all of MAGA's style of propaganda is pretty much stolen from, let's just say, Germany in the 1930s and 40s. You know, I don't want to be too specific because I don't want to get demonetized. Like, these two are accusing the black guy who tried to address racism. They're accusing him of being racist, which is just this quote in action, accuse the other side of that which you are guilty. So this move is taken right from the Nazi playbook. Now, I'm sure if you ask these two people, they would say they are not Nazis and they're not racist. The only problem with this argument is if you do look around at the MAGA rally, you will see literal Nazis.
I came here to speak on behalf of Donald Trump. America was built by and for the white Christian people of this nation.
Rural America spoke up when they elected Trump. Rural America.
And by rural America, he means white America.
We have the possibility of becoming a minority in our own country. Get the out of here now! He started all this trouble. What trouble?
Yeah, man.
Man, just ridiculous.
Crazy work there.
I don't know what y'all think about that, but you know how it go. Feel free to drop a comment at any time. Some of y'all, you know, we ain't gonna get off into it, but them your peoples. Right. That's what you chose up on. That's what you tried to convince me was better. Yep, but it is what it is. What's up, all right. I see you got a few people watching, chiming in, leaving some comments. What it do?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What we got next, man?
Well, that's about time there.
Let me see.
We had about an hour.
Put us up there. Just see if there's anything I would like to mention before we get out of here. Yeah, we was going to roll a video of your people over at Denny's having some more of those racial situations. I'm like, they back at it again, man. Yeah. Denny's, bro, I remember back in the, like, maybe early 90s, you know, they was dealing with stuff, you know, as far as racism. Mm-hmm. Time out for that, man.
Yeah, man.
Denny's need to come with something else. But, yeah, we'll try to get that on for them next week and everything. Yeah, man, you know, we only have so much time, man. We just trying to do what we can to just try to pull people together, take some of that wool off your eyes and understand what's really going on out here, you know? Yeah. And at the end of the day, like they say, guess we can't complain because people got what they wanted, what they chose, what they picked, what they voted for.
Got what you asked for.
Oh, and before we get out of here, man, your girl Paige Beckers, you know, she went #1 in that WNBA draft.
Oh, they already had the draft.
Yep. They did. They start playing. I think they first game next month. I think the play in and all of that stuff pop off tonight, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And with that being said, we had to let the cat out the bag, y'all. Y'all know damn well we ain't live tonight. This buster had to go to a game, so we had to shoot it a little bit early. But we tried to make it do what it do.
For sure.
Give y'all something to watch. But we'll be back live with y'all next week. But still, if you want to, feel free to drop one of them comments, y'all. Like I said, support is the key. And we coming, y'all. So stay tuned. Stick with us. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Yep. And with that said, that's been our time for your boy Phil. I'm Mikey Justice, and we out. We see y'all in 7 Up.
Peace.
Peace.